sharing tips, sharing guidelines, and how they have been quite negative. I'm also a learner and I've got this wonderful opportunity.
So, okay, I begin with I'm an ardent, you can say, plant lover. I grew up as a child with low self-esteem, but that thing continued. Per chance, so your face is quite familiar. You are. This is my pet, and she
Hello!
always remains around me. Aloo, typical Punjabi name, aloo,
Alu.
potato. Yeah.
Heyo, I've got something interesting for you today. As per some of your requests, I have begun the conversational series. So I've been getting some requests regarding having one-to-one conversations with me. Of course, this is totally different from the training sessions that I conduct for different people of different levels. And here you will get to listen to people from different levels of proficiency in the English language, sharing tips, sharing guidelines, and how they have been quite negative about the language and later how they have evolved as a complete learner. So today I have a learner from Punjab, and it's quite interesting to comprehend the fact that she has been into this journey for quite some time. She had a lot of barriers in life, the societal barriers, the cultural barriers, and she always thought that she was not very good with academics, with language. But just look at the way she has crossed all the barriers, and now she's still learning. That's what she shares with all of us. I think it's important to listen to some of the guidelines there, and I'm very sure that this is going to help most of the viewers and some of the subscribers over here. I'm also a learner and I've got this wonderful opportunity to learn a lot of things. Now here, these conversational videos will have short activities that you can also do during your leisure time, and also it focuses on how well you can equip yourself with some of these self-learning methods, how to begin and where to begin from. So let's get started. Okay, so good evening.
Very good evening.
Thank you for sending the request for a conversation. It's my pleasure.
And it's same here. I was inquisitive to have a chit chat with you for multiple reasons. Because all the time I'm having a feeling that who is the person on the other side to whom I'm talking. So, okay, I begin with my introduction first.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I
Please
want
go on. Please go on. See, in spite of the
to.
nervousness, you're able to speak well. That's what I'm surprised about. And that's what we need to give the learners how to do it. Even when you're nervous, how can you manage? Okay, please go on. It's a pleasure listening to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. My name is Kawaljeet Kaur. I hail from Jalandhar, a small city of mighty Punjab. I'm a working woman, and for the last over an year, I have been working on my language as well as communication skills. I used to spend that time, quality time with my plants. I'm an ardent, you can say, plant lover. So this way, my days goes on because now, whenever I'm coming back from my work, I used to spend time on having these kinds of conversations. Learning English has always been inside my mind since beginning in the sense I think from my college days,
Mm.
but and that also for different reasons, because I'm a kind of person who believes that we all have got just one life and we shouldn't die with the regrets. It's all personal approach. It's my kind of approach, and because I have always been scared of this language for different reasons. Like when I was in the college, and my group of friends, they had taken their education from some branded schools, English medium schools, and I took up my education from a government school. And English is not our language; it's a language of the foreigners. You can say we all talk to each other, and even the medium of instruction is always our local language. My mom was a government school teacher, And being eldest in the family, I didn't have that kind of exposure as well. And being the daughter in a middle class family, and that family of some semi urban kind of background, where the birth of the girls at that time was not appreciated that much. So I grew up as a child with low self esteem, but that thing continued even after moving from my primary school to the high school. But again, the problem was that I was from a local language kind of person who did know anything about English. And my rest of the class fellows, they were studying this subject from the very first LKG, UKG, and I haven't had any idea what this LKG and UKG means, because it was always in the Punjab kind of in government schools, pehli, dusri, tisri, chauthi, and panchvi, and it is done. English never stopped chasing me. It was not me who was chasing English, rather, English kept on chasing me. And in the beginning, I used to be scared of, and this journey went on even after leaving college, into the university. Leaving the university, I could not come up with, I could not take that complex out of my mind.
Sure.
Suppose if I want to tell somebody that I'm a science person, should I say I'm a science graduate? Because in our system of education, graduate mean, if you are studying in first year, second year, third year, it means you are doing graduation.
Yeah.
And once you enter into the masters, so you are doing post graduation. But if we go to the definition of graduation in as per the dictionary, so it means that says that anybody whosoever gets any degree from the university. So in the midway, in the middle of my story, I was narrating you my story, but I don't want to give it a miss. That if I want to say somebody that I'm a science person, what should I say? I'm a science graduate.
Yes, according to our system, and so even if you're talking on an international platform also, this is the norm, this is the system that we follow. So when it comes to the college days, yeah, graduation, you've completed 3 or 4 years, doesn't matter, you're a graduate. If it's a professional college, you have to mention what it is. I've done this specific. So if science is your background, if that's your stream, you can say, I'm a graduate in what? In what? In maybe in physics or in chemistry, or if it's something else. So you can mention the degree also. But when you go to an international platform, don't worry, they will always ask for the transcript of the degree that you have got, because it varies with countries and with the system, educational system.
Beyond that, if I have completed my degrees beyond that
Post graduation.
graduation,
Then you have to say, I'm a
yeah,
postgraduate. So mention the latest degree that you have taken. And even if you have done doctorate, you have to say, I'm a doctorate in this particular subject.
I used to teach in the English medium, but vocabulary was just confined to my subject only. Because
Okay.
teaching some subject in English medium and talking to somebody at random, conversation in English, is these are all different, altogether different things.
Yeah.
So though I was master in my subject, but at the same time I was at a very low level so far as conversation in English was concerned. Though in Punjab, it is not that much needed. Like at my work front, I'm okay with whatever knowledge I have so far as this language is concerned. But with the passage of time, because as I said it earlier, that I don't want to die with the regrets. Okay. So that fear was there. And now I took up a decision that I want to get rid of this fear. Why, if I can attain so many degrees and I can be successful at my professional end, then I should keep on moving ahead with this kind of complex that I
Yeah.
can't converse in the society when there is some that kind of environment. That thought was there in my mind. Then I went through your videos by chance. So your face is quite familiar. You are in a real sense a successful YouTuber, and the thing is, undoubtedly, you converse so well. So that
Great.
was there in my mind when I watched that you have a YouTube channel and you keep on uploading valuable contents. Then I went through one or two videos, and I really found your contents very valuable. I remember I then started noting down few, because whenever I watch some videos now, what do I do? Even the simple sentences you speak, or even other learn expert if speaks, I keep on rewinding that video, that in what way that simple sentence was spoken, what kind of words this person has used to convey whatever is the gist of that content.
Okay,
So
so that's
here
great
I
to
am.
listen to your learning journey. So, what I feel is there was some sort of interest. You told me that you came up with a low esteem. You grew up with the low self esteem, but there was a decision that sprouted, and the decision led to consistency. Okay, whether it is reading, studying, or having a conversation, whatever it is, the decision is consistent, and you have been at it for quite some time.
Sorry,
Hi, who's
excuse
that?
me. This is my pet, and she
Hello.
always remains around me.
Wow, cute.
Sometimes it starts creating problem.
What's its name? Is it a he or she?
It's Aloo. Aloo, typical Punjabi name, Aloo,
Alu.
potato. Yeah.
Hi, Alu.
Okay, sorry.
So that's what I understand. Being consistent is not easy today, especially in today's world. I've seen a lot of learners and I appreciate the efforts that you're taking. All of us are learners. I'm happy that we are able to connect this way. So I have a
Hmm.
word. Can I do a small activity with you? It's something very simple.
Yeah, yes, definitely, sure.
Okay. So can you read this word? I hope it's clear.
Conversation,
Okay, it's conversation. Okay,
conversation.
conversation. And you can see that
Yeah,
A is in caps, capital letter.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
so there you give the stress, little bit of stress. So when you take words, you may have to
Conversation.
conversation. Okay, conversation.
Yeah.
Of course, when you read it, when you speak, you may say conversation. It depends on the tone. But otherwise, when you take the word separately, it's conversation, conversation. And this is
Conversation. Converse.
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 Yeah.
So today it's just a guideline. When I speak to a lot of learners, people who are fluent also say conversation, which is wrong. It's conversation.
So far as language learning, or I think learning anything is concerned, these are unending processes. Because when I started talking to you, even no word was inside my mind. I was totally blank initially, frankly speaking, and my heart was going this way. But it is just a language. Hardly matters if we make mistakes. And moreover, because if I'm sitting before in front of a professional, I feel it is the responsibility of the professional also to rectify my errors.
Right. So that was great. Okay. So these are some of the things that people also can keep in mind when they speak to new faces. So let me take this word. This is a common problem. So familiar. Okay, familiarity,
Familiar.
being familiar. So we meet unfamiliar faces. We don't meet people whom we know all the time. But you are familiar with the language, but not familiar with the face. Okay, and the art of conversation, as you exactly mentioned, beautifully put. It's a two-way process. You have a bridge. One person keeps speaking, the other person may get bored, or the person may show signs, cues of not being interested. Okay, so here it's for a purpose that we are here, and that's there. So conversing, and the conversation that you had, and taking everything as an
Opportunity.
opportunity. So everything, whether it's YouTube or whether whatever you do every day, is considered as an opportunity. So I'm just giving you three words. One is conversation, one is opportunity, and the other one is familiar, being familiar. Okay,
Hmm.
so can you just tell me something connecting these words? Any tip, any guideline, or even a small instance using these words to throw some thought on people who are listening? Even just one guideline connecting all these words.
Conversation opportunity. I think my I don't know what is going inside your mind when you have asked me this question.
Let's
But
see
for
how it
me, if
goes.
I take these three words, I would like to say that every conversation, whenever this is an opportunity for me to grow.
Yeah,
Because when anybody puts in the request that he or she wants to have conversation with me, the person is not familiar to me, but I always grab it as an opportunity. And if the person with whom I talk is of a higher level, so far as this language is concerned, that person gives me something at the end of the conversation. Person in all the cases is not I'm not familiar with the person. The bond is formed during the conversation only. We get to know
exactly.
about each other because, as we said, that non-verbal cues, even the vibes coming from that aura, you can say, that reflects a lot. So
Yes,
by the end of the conversation, I feel the unfamiliar faces, they become familiar. You become familiar with the some aspect of personality of that person. So
exactly. Yes.
I don't know what I have said, but
Yes,
whatever was
but
coming
it
inside
makes a
my
lot of
mind.
sense. That's what I had in my mind, and I think I had put that in a very encapsulated form earlier. So the attempt, okay. So you told in the beginning I was scared initially. I had the fear. The attempt you make. Now you have been a learner of the a language for quite some time, right? But let's keep that aside. The attempt you make opens a door to that opportunity. You make use of that opportunity, and whatever is unfamiliar becomes familiar. You're familiar with this conversation, you're familiar with the language, but gathering the knowledge, words, and then making it pleasing or making it appealing, or at least to the point when it's required, is the art. It is a skill. That's where the skill comes in.
Today I did homework. Frankly speaking, when I was going to my office, I was talking to myself as if you can ask me this thing or that thing. Even when I was back from my work, I repeated the same things. But before it was about to start, everything was, out of my mind, that whatever effort I had made earlier. But yes, you made me feel so comfortable. You're a very good listener. I was talking to you in a shattered way with the broken language from bits and part, I think, but you are listening to me very patiently, and you gave me encouragement also. You appreciated my efforts as well, as so far as my trajectory of this learning is concerned. But I'm happy that I could have this session with you.
See, I'm taking off from where you left. That is, I have already told that you're quite consistent, and that showed. Maybe you were prepared in the morning, but you went blank. This happens with me also. And you were broken in thoughts. To be very frank, that did not come up. It was not shown. You spoke with confidence, the body language. I didn't feel any sense of fear or nervousness, though you were repeatedly telling me, I'm nervous, I'm nervous. I was like, okay, this is also one way of nervousness, but you managed it very well. So, whatever you are, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. You have this, you're gifted with this art of conversation. And also, listening is a very important skill. Even you have got that skill. Only thing is, maybe you have to work on your pronunciation here and there, bit here and there, the a sound. Otherwise, you're beautifully navigating through your sentences. You choose your words very well. The choice of words, I should say. It's beautifully done. And on the spot, you're able to remove that one word and put the right word. See, that is also the skill that you have got because of the consistency. So just work on your pronunciation, a little bit of articulation. I mean, you have already reached a stage where you can correct yourself. I don't think that I have to give you all those guidelines. But because of this two-way conversation, I think I have also learned a lot. I have learned about your journey, which will help many people. I can also speak about this to other learners and to myself. It can become a part of my journey.
I'm speechless now. I'm
Right.
so happy, elated,
I'm
you may
happy.
say.
I'm happy that you're happy and that it was productive for both of us. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Now, if you're interested in having a one to one conversation with me, all you have to do is just send me an email. And I would invite people who have been into this process of learning the English language. You're quite genuine about learning anything in life. And it's not just about checking the proficiency of the language, but it's more about sharing some of the guidelines and tips that you really want. And if the session goes well without any technical issues, it will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So make sure that you're comfortable with this. And still, if you need some more guidelines and instructions, I've given it in the video description. More details are given there, and you can also send emails and inquire more about it. The session will only be for about 25 to 30 minutes, and it's just one-to-one session. Let's learn from each other and support others as well.